What's going on, guys? October 26th, 2023. It is Thursday. So we have a blower housing to replace on a York package unit today. And then we have a couple things to do to a boiler later, oil boiler. So let's take a look. All right, guys, we have a York package unit here. I believe we need to replace the blower housing on. A technician found a bad bearing, a couple bad bearings, and instead of just doing a bearing, we got the whole blower assembly. So we're gonna remove the old one and put the new one in. So let's see what we got. Just got the belt off. Oh yeah, check that out. It's like the whole bearing separated. Oh, you see what happened? The rubber pulled out or something. I might have been able to fix this, honestly. Maybe, I don't know. We got a whole housing for it, so that's what we're gonna do. Wow. All right, I got the new blower up here. So we're gonna unbolt this whole plate here, and I probably have enough play just to put it on top of the unit there and get it out of the way, and then I can unbolt everything in the blower housing and pull it out. I shouldn't have to pull the top off this thing. We'll see. All right, got all my bolts out. I got my adjustment bolt free, so this thing should be loose. I'm gonna pick it up and see if I can put it on top of the unit. All right, went just as planned. All right, yeah, I'm gonna need these brackets here, but I'm gonna try to get the whole thing out of here first before I pull them brackets. All right, we had 3 screws across the bottom here. 1, 2, 3. We loosened them. I also took this one out, loosened this guy, and I just took this slide bracket off altogether. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to pull the thing out. So that's what we did. So we're about to pull this baby out. Hopefully it comes out easy. Oh, that's sliding. We're gonna need 2 hands. We got her on the ground now. We got a couple screws on each side that actually holds the housing in, and then we should be able to pull the whole blower assembly out of there off of its base. We'll get it off to the side. We'll get the new one in there, and then we'll take the brackets off of this guy and then put them on the new guy. I'm not worried about that pulley because I have a new pulley, and they give you a new keyway with this one too, so that's pretty cool. Right here, new keyway. Not all of them send a new keyway. All right, we got the old one off. We got the new one set in place. We're gonna go ahead and put the screws in it, and then move our brackets over. All right, we got our new blower housing mounted. Now we got to take off, once we get the right size, we got to take off our brackets and put them on. All right, we got our new brackets on, and we're just about ready to slide this new one back in. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to put the new pulley on first. That way that's done. And this one's pretty much trash. This unit isn't even old. I don't know if it's under warranty or not. 2022, we'll have to check on that warranty. This might still be under warranty. They give you at least a year on these things. Our old one, I don't know, that's about 1 inch or so. It sticks off, so we want to get this one pretty close. I'm not going to tighten it down yet because we'll check it once we get everything put on, so we make sure everything's level and lined up before we lock everything down. All right, that's got to go in that hole. It's pretty heavy. It's if the door will stay open. It's a little difficult to do it one guy, but I've done a 20 tons one by myself before, so this shouldn't be that bad. This one is what, 10 tons? 7.5, a little 7.5 tonner. We can get her. All right, there she is. And we'll start getting the brackets and all put back on and all the screws in. Oh, she's sitting a little wobbly. Hopefully the screws will lock her back down. Let's see, she's a little off there. I'm not that worried about it. The screws should line it back up. All right, we got the new one locked in. Kind of got these bolts a little tight just to hold them in place. Probably gonna have to make some adjustments there when I put the belt on, but we're gonna get our level. We're gonna put it on these pulleys, make sure they're aligned properly, and then I'm gonna go ahead and lock that blower pulley down. All right, looks like we got her locked in there good. The belt that was on there is showing some showing some cracks and stuff, so we're just gonna get rid of it. I have no idea why somebody's holding on to this belt either, because this one is in pretty rough shape. Let's take a look at this one. This one looks new. Yeah, I think this one, nope, this one's not new either. We'll keep this one as its spare, but I think I have a A52 on the truck. I'm gonna go grab. All right, we got a new A52 off the truck here. Go ahead and throw this guy on. All right, and there she is. I'm gonna tighten this bolt up right here, but everything else is tightened down. We're good to go. We're gonna try her out. All right, we are currently in a startup delay, so we'll let that time out before we check anything. This is a packaged heat pump, 2-stage with a electric heater pack. All right, she just took off. Let's take a look. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do an amp draw on the motor. Make sure it's not over amping. Let's see here. So we got one here, going 3.6. And then let's try the black wire. 3.5, all right. And then just for shoots and giggles, let's see what this brown wire is pulling. 3 so we're going to call that 3.6. Let's look at our data plate. And our indoor blower motor, 1.5 horsepower, so 5.2, so we're well below that. So we're in good shape there. All right, and there she is. Make sure we take our level. Just take a look around, make sure we're not leaving any tools behind. Got a couple zip ties here we ought to pick up. I got one here, and then this green one here. Looks like we got all our trash. Oh, no, one more zip tie. Guys, make sure you clean up your mess. Don't leave anything behind. Make sure you clean up all your mess. Maybe even leave it cleaner than what you found it. So we're looking good here. Another one done. All right, that blower housing went pretty smooth. Pretty easy indeed. So next up is that oil boiler. We got to replace the pressure reducing valve, the tridecator gauge, and the oil burner motor has been raised in hell, so we got to replace that too. So take a look. All right, guys, we're going to change this guy out today. This has a pressure reducing valve. It brings 50, 60 PSI water, whatever it is, from the street or well, and it reduces it down to 12 PSI, 15 PSI, so the boiler can handle it. Also, this motor right here, very loud. We're going to change that out today too. I thought there was one other thing, but I'm not sure. Either way, yeah, this is leaking. Can't remember where it's leaking at. Let's turn it on and see. Yep, that's a very weird sound coming from it, but that's where it's leaking at right there. So luckily we have a cutoff valve here, a union right here, so that's nice. So this shouldn't be bad at all to change out. Also, we have a gate valve here. I'll just cut the boiler off first, actually. We have a gate valve here. We're going to cut that off. And then we have this ball valve here. So now the only water we'll lose is between here, there, and this little bit right here. Very cool. All right. That wasn't very tight. There might not even be hardly any water right in here. That's the problem. A little bit of water. Let's put that back on a second. We'll get a bucket for it. Yeah, barely anything. All right, we got her pretty loose. Now we can just open it. Just spin it off the rest of the way by hand. All right, there we have it. I might see if I have a new piece of 1/2 inch nipple here, so I don't have to worry about getting that out, but I will have to get this out. So we'll do that now. All right, we got her off here. I'm gonna take our brush here and just try to clean all this old dope off. All right, well, didn't have a nipple on the truck, but I got one right here, so no biggie. Here's our new inlet valve. So our water is going to be going this way, so up there it's going to be installed like this. So nipple goes on this side, and then our union will go on the other side. All right, she's ready to go back. All right, we are installed now. Water's still off. Made a little bit of a mess with the pipe dope, but oh well. So we're still gonna leave this off because I forgot we need to change our tridecator gauge also. So probably gonna have to drop the pressure of the boiler down a little bit, maybe, but we're gonna change that next. All right, so I still have this shut off here. And now I shut this off, which is our supply. And I have a boiler drain right there. So I'm just going to take enough water out of the boiler to change our gauge here. Already started spinning it, make sure it comes out of there good, which it does. Boiler's only 10 years old, so nothing's really seized on it yet. But all right, well, we're going to put our bucket underneath here. And hopefully we don't have to take a whole lot out to get because we only really need to drop it below the gauge here. Well, really didn't get a whole lot of water out of it anyway. Let me open the relief valve. See if we can. Yep, we got a little bit more out when we do that. All right, we got our new gauge here ready to go. And our old one almost ready to pull out here. Yep, you can hear the air in there right there. That means we don't have any water up to that point. So we're gonna take that guy out. A little bit of water. And go ahead and put this guy in. There we go. All right, Now we'll tighten that down. You can shut this off, stop letting water out, and we'll tighten this guy down. Beautiful. Our old gauge was not reading pressure anymore. Someone actually even wrote bad on it. All right, we're actually going to go ahead and turn the water back on. We're going to keep our valves closed though. That way we're filling the boiler first, and then we'll open up our valves and let the water pass. All right. We'll keep this guy closed. That's going to be our return from the house. That's our supply from the house. So we'll keep those guys closed for now. And we still got this guy to replace. All right, starting to slow down. Make sure we don't have any leaks. These little copper unions, they're famous for leaking. This one looks okay though. We'll check our tridicator gauge. That looks pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna open this guy up. Yeah, see, we are pretty empty upstairs, so we are letting a ton of water into this system now. And this is our return. Now it'll fill as much as it can until it hits an air pocket, and then that's when we go upstairs and bleed from the bleeder valves. Get all that air out of it and let the water replace where the air is. All right, well, while that's filling, we are going to go ahead and replace this guy. All right, we got our burner control pulled off here, and this wire right here is our motor. So we got 2 wires that come up, and on these newer controls, they label exactly where they go. So it's going to be orange, which is our 120 volt power, and that goes right there where it says motor. And then L2 motor is right beside it, so both those will come off and our motor will be unwired. All right, we are unwired here, and now all we have to do is take our, what the hell is that on there? I got some piece of dust. All right, we got to take these 2 3/8 bolts out, and it'll come off, and then we still have the blower wheel to take off. All right, we got our motor to pump coupling off there. Now this was stuck on there, so I did booger it up taking it off, so I'll probably just go ahead and replace that coupling there. But now we're going to take our wheel off here because we need that. And there's a set screw. Your Allen wrench goes right through there. And she's on there pretty tight, so I'm going to hit it with some Croil. All right, sprayed some Croil on that guy there to loosen him up. In the meantime, we'll cut our new coupling. You can see it comes almost twice too long. It's the Coupling King 2, so we're going to go ahead and just cut this one. You can cut it with a PVC cutter to the right line. All right, there's our new one lined up with our old one, and here's our 2 new gear fittings. Man, that thing was tight, even with the Croil on it. Look at it. Twisted my Allen wrench. Good God. All right, now we got to try to get that guy off there. All right, we got our wheel off. It's kind of difficult. Had to sand down the shaft, more Croil, worked it back and forth, but it eventually came off. All right, we'll get rid of this guy. And here's our new motor here. Beautiful. wheel put on, get that installed. All right, there it is, new motor installed. Well, not fully installed. I want to go ahead and tighten those bolts down a little better. All right, we're just going to take our 3/8 nut driver and tighten that guy down. And tighten this guy down. And I had to pull the pump too to make sure I got the new coupling lined up. So I just want to go ahead and make sure these are torqued down also. All right, they're good. All right, so we've got all the parts replaced now. So now the next thing I want to do is make sure I go ahead upstairs and bleed off all of the radiators. All right, just a trial run with the new motor. Oh yeah, way quieter. All right, we got all the radiators bled off, made sure everything was open, nothing's leaking. Everything's good to go now. I think we're set to start the boiler back up, and we'll do a combustion analysis on it. Like we're right about 20 psi, 140 degrees. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, guys, got all done with that repair. I went pretty smooth, actually, all except there was one of the bleeders on one of the radiators was open, was loose. And when I started filling it with water, water started, the radiator filled up and water started to come out of it. So I had to help the homeowner clean that up. Not a big deal. Got that all cleaned up and, whatever. So, but boiler's running good, looking good, and not loud as hell anymore. So, but that's going to be it for this one, guys. So go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you like it. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new here. I try to post videos on a daily basis. And check down in the description. I got some products that I use all the time down there. Use the links. They're affiliate links, and what happens is when you click those, if you end up making a purchase through those, I get a small commission on that, which is a great way to support the channel. So basically, you get something. You get a discount on it using my link, and plus I get a little bit of a commission for it. So great way to support the channel. But all right, guys, that's it for this one. So I will see you on the next one.